My roommate ate my birthday cake that my dead grandmother made me, so I made sure he'd never feel safe eating again. My grandmother died 3 months ago, cancer. She was 89 and the only family I had left. Before she passed, she spent her last good day in the kitchen making me a chocolate cake from scratch. The same recipe she'd used for my birthday every year since I was 5. "Promise me you'll eat this on your birthday," she whispered, her hands shaking as she wrote "Happy 21st birthday" in her wobbly handwriting. I froze the cake, kept it perfect for 2 months until my birthday arrived. My roommate Jake knew the story, knew what that cake meant to me. I told him about my grandmother, about the recipe, about how it was literally the last thing she ever made. The night before my birthday, I took the cake out to thaw, left a note on it. "Do not touch. Birthday cake from deceased grandmother." I woke up on my 21st birthday to find an empty cake pan in the sink. Jake was on the couch, crumbs still on his shirt, playing video games. "Dude, that cake was amazing," he said without looking up. "Your grandma was a great baker." I stared at him. "You ate my grandmother's last cake," he shrugged. "It was just sitting there. I was hungry. Make another one. Make another one." Like my dead grandmother could just whip up a replacement. I didn't scream. I didn't hit him. I just walked to my room and started planning. Jake was one of those guys who ate everything in sight without thinking. Leftover pizza, random snacks, anything in the fridge was fair game to him. So I decided to make eating a nightmare for him. I started small, replaced his milk with milk that was one day past expiration. Not enough to make him sick, just enough to taste off. Then I got creative. His favorite cereal? I carefully opened the box, removed some pieces, and replaced them with dog food that looked identical. Mixed it back in perfectly. His energy drinks? I injected them with liquid that made everything taste like soap for hours afterward. His sandwich meat? I let it sit out for exactly 30 minutes before putting it back. Not long enough to be dangerous, just long enough to taste wrong. Jake started complaining that food tasted weird, thought maybe he was getting sick, started brushing his teeth obsessively, but I wasn't done. I bought laxatives and started adding tiny amounts to random foods, his pasta sauce, his protein powder, his coffee creamer. Never enough to hurt him, just enough to make him spend a lot of time in the bathroom wondering what was wrong with his stomach. Jake became paranoid about eating, started buying only pre-packaged foods, eating out constantly, avoiding anything that could be tampered with. But I had access to everything: his toothpaste, his mouthwash, his shampoo. I added bitter compounds to his toothpaste, made his mouthwash taste like vinegar, put itching powder in his body wash. Jake couldn't figure out what was happening. He went to doctors, got blood tests, thought he was developing allergies or autoimmune problems. He stopped eating at home completely, started spending $50 a day on restaurant food because he couldn't trust anything in our apartment. The final phase was psychological. I started leaving notes in his food packages. "This tastes wrong, doesn't it? Something's not right. You can't trust anything." Jake found them and completely lost it. Started accusing me of poisoning him, but he had no proof. I'd been careful, subtle, untraceable. He moved out after 2 months, said he couldn't live somewhere that made him feel unsafe eating. Before he left, I told him the truth. "Remember my grandmother's cake? The last thing she ever made me? You ate it like it was nothing." His face went white. "That was months ago. You've been doing this for months over a cake?" I looked him dead in the eye. "It wasn't just a cake. It was the last piece of my grandmother I had left, and you destroyed it because you were hungry." Jake moved back in with his parents at 23 years old, still has trust issues with food.